All right, we've got a 6-volt battery providing a current of 18 amps. That's the current coming out of the battery. We call that our total current, to a parallel circuit as drawn below. So the 1, the 2, and R are unknown, which we're trying to figure out, are all connected in parallel. The 6 volts is our total voltage in the circuit. The 18 amps is our total current. So let's use Ohm's Law and figure out what our total resistance is. So when I use Ohm's Law, I pair it with total values. So instead of saying V is equal to IR, I'm being specific. Total voltage is total current times total resistance. Put in my numbers. Well, let's solve it first. R0, my total resistance will be V0 over I0. My total voltage was 6 volts. Sorry about that. Let me just fix that. 6 volts, and my total current was 18 amps. 6 divided by 18 is 1/3, which is 0.33 repeating ohms. So my total resistance is 0.33333 ohms. Now we've got a parallel circuit and we're trying to figure out an unknown resistor. So in parallel, our formula looks like this. 1 over my total resistance in parallel is 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3. Now let's assume the one we're trying to find is R3. So I'm going to imagine this 1 over R3 is X in our expression. I'm going to solve this for X. So all I'm going to do is subtract off a 1 over R1 from both sides and a 1 over R2 from both sides. So I'm going to end up getting 1 over R0 minus 1 over R1 minus 1 over R2 is equal to 1 over the value we're looking for, 1 over R3. So again, let's use our calculators to our advantage. We know the total resistance, it's 0.33 ohms. So on my calculator, I'm simply going to enter 0.33, and I'll give it a few more decimal places, but I want to flip it. I don't want 0.33 ohms, I want 1 over that value. So I'm going to take my calculator and find that x to the minus 1 button, or the 1 over x button, depending on your calculator. So mine will look like this. And my calculator automatically stores that as 1 over 0.33333. Now I'm going to do exactly what the expression says. Now I'm going to subtract 1 over R1. Now R1 is 1 ohm. But I don't want 1, I want 1 over that, which of course is still going to be 1, but let's put it in anyway. So I still got to flip it. Minus 1 over R2. Now R2 is 2 ohms. I don't want 2 ohms, I want 1 over 2 ohms. So I find that button, x to the minus 1, and I work all of that out, and that gives me, just give me a second. That gives me 1.5, or 3 over 2. So all of that gives me 3 over 2, but you have to remember this last step. Don't forget, that's not my answer. Remember, that's 1 over my answer. So I have to flip this one more time. So on your calculator, just simply go 3 over 2 and hit that button one last time to flip it back over. Remember, x to the minus 1 just flips your fraction, inverts it. So when I do that, I get, of course, 2/3, which is 0.67 ohms. That's what R3 will be.